Hey guys, what's up? I'm guessing that the majority of you know by now that I had a pretty serious bike accident. It's been 3 weeks since it happened, and I figured that the best way to sort of share the entire story was to just make a video about it. So, I arrived at the hospital, and initially I had no real idea of how hurt I was. I just knew that my chest was really painful, that it hurt to breathe, and really, I thought I broke my sternum because the middle just hurt super bad. They did a bunch of CT scans, they did a bunch of x rays, they did some iodine injections and then CT to sort of see if I was bleeding inside. And the good news is I wasn't bleeding inside. The bad news is the doctor comes in and tells me my neck is broken, my back is broken, I have broken ribs and a pneumothorax. The good news about all of that is that it didn't really look too bad. Like the broken bones weren't super displaced. I didn't have any immediate neurological symptoms associated with a spinal cord problem, which is really, really good. That's not stuff you want to mess with. I could very easily have been paralyzed if this accident was any worse. The broken ribs in general were all just fractures with minimal displacement, and the pneumothorax was pretty small. So it was kind of, as far as bad accidents go, it was kind of a thumbs up. Nothing was really like insanely bad. Fast forward a couple days, I had been just sort of laying in the bed because the neurosurgeon wanted to see what my vertebrae looked like with my weight in them. And boy, I was having the hardest time standing up just because it was so painful with my broken ribs and just the trauma. I mean, after a few days of laying there, or even just after a day of laying there, it's really painful to try to get up after your muscles just seize and try to protect those ribs. But eventually, a couple days passed, I was able to get up. I was able to do another x-ray to see exactly what was going on when my weight was on my spine. Excellent news there. The neurosurgeon tells me that it looks great. He thinks it's stable enough that he's not going to have to do any surgery. So they put this big old cervical collar on me with this big old chest plate to further stabilize what was going on with me. And they sent me home and told me to check back in 6 weeks with the surgeon. Here we are, 3 weeks later. I wasn't able to shower for the first 2 weeks. I only had to do like spot sponge baths and that sort of thing, which sucked. And now I'm able to shower, and I only just take off the chest plate. I have to keep this on. But boy, every shower is the greatest thing ever. I've been able to walk, which is kind of hilarious because people who break their leg, break their ankle, break their foot aren't necessarily able to be as mobile as I am, and I have a broken back and a broken neck and broken ribs, and I'm able to go out for walks, and it's just great to be out there in the fresh air and just, not be sitting around in my chair or my bed, which brings me to the next point. Probably the hardest part about this whole thing is sleeping. So during the day, I'm moving around. Everything is kind of staying, broken free and loose. And it's kind of like, when you just get like a regular bike crash, how you feel fine during the day, and then at night you go to get up and you're like, oh, it's so hard to get up. I go to bed. I feel great for about the first couple hours, and then after that, I get really, really stiffened up. I had been coming here and sitting in my chair, and then after a while I feel better. But recently, I got a recliner, and it's an electric recliner, so I know what it feels like to be an old person now. It's a little preview of old age, and boy, is it nice. In general, the prognosis is really, really good because I didn't have any of the serious symptoms when I was first presenting. They think that everything is going to turn out really, really well, and in another 3 weeks, I'm going to be checked out at the surgeon. He's going to take another x-ray and let me know how my bones are healing. I've been at work for half days, mostly just because I get really tired because of my sleep schedule. One of the most interesting things about this whole experience has been seeing what life is like for people who live with disabilities or are otherwise impaired to where they can't function like a average person. For me, I'm really lucky because it's only going to be temporary, but it so easily could have been a permanent life-changing accident. I'm so fortunate that things turned out the way they have. I'm also fortunate to have all the great friends that I do who have helped me out in so many ways during this whole thing. That's been the most tremendous revelation that I've had throughout this whole experience, is that everyone out there is so caring and selfless with how much help they give me. They donated, they come to see me, they help me out with grocery shopping and showers and driving me places because I can't drive myself anywhere. It's just amazing to see how helpful people are. I'm used to doing everything by myself, living alone, but now I'm dependent on people, and the people were there to help me. It's really strange and surreal, but I'm very, very thankful for all of it. Thanks, guys. Keep being awesome. I won't forget it. Well, I don't want to make this video too long because I know you all probably wanted a short, little summary, and I'm rambling on a little more than I should. I'm going to do another update video in, the next 3 weeks when I go to the doctor and he tells me what's up with this whole cervical collar and this whole chest piece. So I'm going to be sure to keep everybody updated. And hopefully sooner rather than later, I'm back out biking and back out in the mountains and doing all the stuff I love to do. So until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for all the help. Thanks for all the support. And hope you have a great rest of your September.